Let's talk about Spider-Man 3. Yeah, that one. The one with emo Peter, the jazz club dance-off, and 3 villains crammed into one movie. It's been called messy, overstuffed, and even the worst Spider-Man movie ever made. But what if I told you that Spider-Man 3 is actually underrated? Stay with me. Because beneath the memes and studio interference, there's a surprisingly emotional, bold, and ambitious film that deserves a second chance. To really understand Spider-Man 3, we have to rewind to the early 2000s. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 weren't just hits, they were genre-defining. Raimi brought heart, camp, and sincerity to superhero cinema before the MCU even existed. So when Spider-Man 3 hit theaters in 2007, expectations were sky high. But behind the scenes, things weren't so smooth. Sony pressured Raimi to include Venom, even though he wanted to focus on Sandman and Harry Osborn. The result? A tug-of-war between artistic vision and commercial demands. It's important to see Spider-Man 3 not just as a sequel, but as a film caught in the crossfire of early blockbuster filmmaking. Despite all the noise, Spider-Man 3 dives deep into some heavy themes: forgiveness, revenge, and identity. Peter's journey isn't just about fighting villains, it's about battling his own ego. The black suit isn't just a comic book gimmick. It's a metaphor for unchecked pride, resentment, and the darker sides of Peter's personality. And yeah, emo Peter is goofy, but it's also intentionally uncomfortable. Peter isn't himself. He lashes out, he's arrogant, and he hurts the people he loves. Meanwhile, Sandman isn't a typical bad guy. He's a desperate father, not a monster. His story adds layers to the idea of redemption, especially when Peter learns he was partially wrong about Uncle Ben's death. And Harry? His arc comes full circle from friend to enemy to a final act of sacrifice. That final team-up, it hits hard. Raimi didn't just want spectacle, he wanted to complete Peter's emotional journey. And in many ways, he did. Say what you want about the story visually, Spider-Man 3 still slaps. That subway fight between Spidey and Sandman? Intense, creative, and full of weight. Harry versus Peter in the mansion? Brutal, personal, visceral. Even the final battle, while chaotic, has real emotional stakes. Every punch is tied to a relationship, not just empty action. Raimi's style is all over this film: the dynamic camera work, the dramatic close-ups, the horror-inspired shots. It's not just good for its time. It's just good. Here's the thing. Spider-Man 3 is not a perfect movie. It's bloated. The pacing can feel off. And yes, the dance scene exists, but maybe that's part of its charm. It swings for the fences. It takes risks. It's messy, yes, but it's earnest. It wears its heart, and sometimes it's cringe on its sleeve. And honestly, that makes it stand out. In an era where superhero films are often polished to perfection, Spider-Man 3 feels raw, human, flawed like Peter himself. In the years since its release, the internet turned Spider-Man 3 into a punchline. But something interesting happened. People started to rewatch it, and suddenly that infamous Bully Maguire became a beloved meme. Fans began to see the heart behind the chaos, the ambition behind the flaws. Even No Way Home gave Sandman and Harry's legacy a nod, a subtle recognition of the impact Spider-Man 3 had. It closed the trilogy not with a triumphant swing into the sunset, but with a quiet moment of reconciliation. Peter and MJ broken, healing, trying. That's not just brave, that's real. So, is Spider-Man 3 perfect? No. But is it underrated? Absolutely. It dared to be more than a superhero movie. It was about people, about mistakes, about forgiveness. And in a way, that's exactly what Spider-Man is all about. So next time you see that black suit or the jazz hands, maybe look a little deeper. You might just find a flawed gem, one that deserves a place among the best. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, drop a like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, what do you think of Spider-Man 3?